Well, hello again, SpeedGaming. It's game two of this possible three-game set of quarterfinals, azder versus MetroidMST. We have a exciting game two for you today. I'm Leno, joined again by Tracy. How you doing, Tracy?
Doing good. Yeah, so Azure took game one. He is going to be sending, for those of you that watched it, yeah, he did lose internet. Does have a local recording. He is going to be sending the recording to the organizers to verify. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and play game two and probably game three if there is one. This game two, this time Azure chose the settings, went first week four, which is boss rando. It's full, it's vanilla map, and we also are going to have a random starting location. I'm guessing Azure wants the less chaos. He can't choose
Yeah.
week three
Yeah.
because he chose that last week versus Bressingham. But he can Norfair start.
MST in the race room before the race started was like, watch it be a ship start.
This is not a ship start. One major item up for Norfair, and I think I know what. And there is that major item.
Gee, what else could it have been?
So you grab the morph ball and you leave. I mean, you check these these miners here. Like, it's a super missile. You could be a power bomb, but there's literally nothing else you can get in this area right now. You're not doing a hell run to Ice Beam with no tanks. Double supers is interesting. Does let them get Spazer on their way out up Red Tower.
Now, obviously, because they don't have bombs, they can't check. They can't go get Kraid. That's out of the picture for now.
Yep.
And to think, if you were playing a different randomizer, if you don't have bombs in this room, that's a soft lock. Yeah, that was a converted bomb block.
Yeah, there's a lot of those little soft lock protection in the randomizer. So Upper Norfolk are not going to be real enticing to go back to. Might end up needing to, if you end up on a miner hunt towards the end of the game, there's a lot of places you can pick things up here, which is kind of nice.
Yep.
But for now.
Wow, only the one, well, I suppose only the one major. Oops.
Yeah, so we check Spazer. We'll see if MST does. Now with no E-tanks, and no power bombs, so never mind. The nice thing here is that this is not the major, right? It's power bombs. Okay, now he could do probably extra. I still don't think he does. I think you just go up Red Tower the normal way, and do this. Item density. There's 3 items up there that you can get, and probably one of them is going to be your major. And if it turns out to be X-ray, you can come back and get it when you go back down to LN whenever, or back down to Upper Norfair.
Yep.
Words.
Words are hard.
Yes, they are. Azure says, nope, I am not doing X. I mean, you don't do X-ray here because, like, no. If it's not the item and you take the time to do it, it's such a time loss. Now the last seed gave us all sorts of E-tanks because, I mean, major minor, that's pretty normal. This seed being full, we may not be nearly as plentiful on those E-tanks.
Interesting blue, well, there's our major. It's a grapple.
Yeah, it's grapple beam. Hey, we go back and get the not major item at X-ray. Now, I might do the other minor item up here. Just see if you can get an E-tank out of it. Or another power bomb would be nice. There's 3 out of the 4 things you could pick up would be really nice. And even this early a missile would not be a terrible thing.
MST got triple nom, 2 on the ceiling, 1 on the floor.
Okay, as you're not going to check it, which is fine too. I mean, those side hoppers, I mean, it's very easy to avoid them if you know the strat, just rolling under them. But if you do mess that up, they will insta-kill you with this health, so... 2 items and criteria. So I think we check the moat first.
Yeah, it's easy. It's an easy check.
With grapple, it'd be super easy to get the item.
Oh,
It's Phaser, it's one of your majors, and you missed.
you got a chuckle out of that one.
He should. It happens. You've got some choices here. You gotta keep going. Okay, this may just be to scout how many items are here. 2.
Oh, one of them's up there in the. It's a beam
What
up
was
there in
it?
the maze. It's a beam.
Did you see what beam?
I did not.
Okay.
Didn't get high enough. I saw the layout of the beam though, so it's definitely a beam in that maze.
And another super. I wonder if he goes any further here. Like, this is no... I mean, this is probably not Fantoon. You know, we talked about before, there's a less than 1 in 4 chance of this being Fantoon because of the one layout we can't have, which of course is the we can't have vanilla bosses. Or 100% vanilla bosses, I should say. So yeah, I think that's correct. Just leave. MST probably going to go through all the same calculations. Now, I could see him taking that chance again, like he did last race, to see if maybe this is boss you can kill.
Would be a bit of a gamble. Doesn't have screw attack to back him up this time, so maybe he decides not to do it.
He's only got 5 missiles too. I think that right there. Like, I mean, if it were Kraid, that would be pretty big. But if it's Fantoon, you're talking about a 5 missile, no E-tank fight. Okay. Or maybe you just do it anyway. I mean, he could. I mean, getting the knowledge is not a bad thing here. The chat saying is definitely wave up there, so.
Okay.
A nice item, but I don't think you go out of your way to pick that up.
Yeah.
Unless you're checking for the other item. Oh, I don't know if Azure really wanted to pick that up, because this is going to make him fight BT. Yeah, he realized this is a mistake, you know. I mean, it's a missile, you got a missile. I mean, it's a fast fight, you got supers. So what I would expect the Azure do, and this is what I would do, is I would go down to Blueburn and see if, you know, because it's, you know, your item density is down there. And then loop back around, depending on what's in Greenburn. But we'll see what he chooses to do.
Kraid has nothing. Okay. So we did.
It is Kraid, but there are no items. It's a boss he can do though, so that's good. But it doesn't give him the kind of advantage that he would like to have had. Now, if Kraid had items, then
this would be pretty big. Yeah, that'd be pretty huge.
Because the Kraid closet is something that when Azure gets back down there, he's not going to be able to get it. MST, come on. He has yet to get a quick kill in the brackets of this tournament.
There was a time when SGDQ or AGDQ was going on, and for 4 years nobody got Kraid quick kill. Memories.
I mean, I would still check this item if it's an E-tank. That'd be really nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Or Super's not bad either.
Yeah.
Okay, Azure did not go down to Blueburn. He's instead going to check the back of Gauntlet here. So he's a missile and a super missile. That's good knowledge for late game if you don't yet have charge beam.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that because he's only got 4 power bombs, that may be why he doesn't want to go all the way down to Blueburn right away. He can get in there from the back if he wants, and he might have more power bombs by the time he does that.
Oh, MST did not scout. I was just gonna say he did not scout this missile before going in.
Yeah, he really should have. I mean, it doesn't matter since it wasn't Fantoon, and it doesn't matter since it's just a missile, but...
5 items in green.
If it had been Fantoon, that extra missile would have made a difference on the fight, and it would have made a difference on... Oh, that is 5 items. And that's very astute. But yeah, that missile would have made a huge difference if that had been a Fantoon fight. Both in terms of being able to check the item more easily, and in terms of, to surviving the fight with 10 missiles instead of 5 is significantly different. I always say 5, 10, 15, 20 are all different fights. Once you get to 20, I don't think it matters anymore how many more missiles you have beyond that. And the 15 versus 20 is a pretty small difference. The lower the number different, the lower the number it is, the more of a difference.
Yep,
it
the
makes.
5 and 10 is the biggest difference by far.
Oh, for sure.
Also, welcome in SpeedGaming 2. Hope everyone enjoyed the race going on there. We got quarterfinals, game 2, MetroidMST versus azder of a possible 3-game set.
See what MST chooses to do. With no power bombs, he definitely needs to refill here. Let's see if he can manage to BT skip, though. There's 3 items left here in Green Bryn. We have, we already got Varia, we got X-Ray. We hope the last one is not at Waterway, but we will know it's at Waterway if it is there.
Yep. MST, since Fantoon was not vanilla, he's leaving behind 2 majors. Do you think he ever goes back to Rec Ship for those majors at any point?
I mean, it depends where Fantoon is, right?
Yeah, I mean, if he's in Lower Norfolk, he definitely doesn't touch Rec Ship again.
I mean, did he scout the beam up there?
No, he didn't. I don't think
okay, so he doesn't know that Wave Beam is up there. At least what we think is Wave Beam. I'm still only on 5 power bombs, which is going to be really awkward in Pink Brinstar. So if this is not one of the majors, you really want a power bomb pack here. Okay, we get an E-Tank. It is possible to full clear Pink Brinstar with just 5 power bombs. You gotta know exactly where to lay your power bombs to do it. And you want to farm one over here, which azder's not doing. So we'll see what he does in terms of power bombs here. Screw attack's nice, and it is one of your majors.
MST taking the parlor save. This isn't it. Where are you going, MST?
I think he's gonna go down to blue. No, no, okay. I thought he maybe would go down to blue burn. Like, I don't see any good reason to take that save unless you're gonna reset to it from blue burn and potentially use up all your power bomb to try and find that last major. The question is azder gonna be able to get? Oh, there's a power bomb pack that gets bailed out.
Answer yes.
At the last second. Now, the thing is, if he decides he wants to go into Blueburn, that number, okay, now he's got plenty. If he wants to go check the Blueburn stuff.
We have 4 items left in Green Bryn. We got Stairway, Spore Spawn, Wavegate, and Waterway. We got a 50-50 chance of the major being at Waterway now, I think. If my math is correct.
Well, let's see what's here first. That'll tell us a lot. Maybe we'll just find speed. It's certainly possible. That's not speed.
Nope. Nope. Also, I would like to point out that the azder's palette on his Spazer is confusing because it has a Wave Beam feel to it. Wave Beam is more purple than red. I'm trying to remember where that palette comes from.
Well, it's just his is just a random palette. Oh, no, you're right. He does like to do like certain beam changes. Okay, let's see what's at the wave gate. There you go. And charge beam, so ammo no longer. Well, it's still kind of relevant. You only with 20 supers, it'd be nice to have 2 more for Ridley, but other than that, not particularly relevant.
Yep.
Charge Spazer, 150 shot Mother Brain fight, not exactly ideal, but I mean certainly doable. Okay, so now we're down to exactly 50-50. Like, this is either The major is either here or it's at Waterway. And it can't be, I mean, it could be speed, but if it is speed, you're not gonna, whatever it is, we didn't see it, but it ain't the major.
It's probably a missile since there's no fanfare.
Yeah, I don't think he even picked it up, so you're probably right.
Yeah. If it was a super, I think he picks it up, but or maybe a power bomb. But
yeah, he might not pick up power bombs at this point, considering he has 15, and he has various suits, so crystal flash is not particularly relevant. Yeah, he's avoiding missiles at this point. So, what he could do... Oh, another powerbomb pack. What he could do is route this up and go back direct ship before heading down Red Tower. That would be an option. We'll see what he does.
Yeah, we'll see if he wants to go fight the crate over there. Oh, vanilla energy tank.
That's a nice E-tank. The nice thing is, like if it's not here, it's not Billy Mays, you might want to check old... You probably would want to check Old Mother Brain for the item there. We know there's an item at Waterway, we don't know what it is. It could be gravity or it could be something completely irrelevant. Actually, other things it could be that would matter would be high jump or spring ball or ice beam if Suitless Meridia would end up on the table. Not grabbing the E-tank.
Billy Mace's bargain wasn't interested today.
I might have taken the E-tank. You know, with charge speed, there's really no reason to not get to pick up the missile though. I think he would have picked up a super missile.
Yep.
Okay, MST gets his screw attack. Okay, I was just gonna go up the elevator because you're gonna want to check Old Mother Brain here, and then you could go up and you could take a save at the ship for a potential scout of wreck ship. It's not gonna matter. We know there's nothing behind Kraid.
A 25% chance of this being the major, because we have not seen front of Gauntlet. Because we have not seen
We've
front
seen
of Gauntlet. Yeah, we haven't seen front of Gauntlet.
There's three items we can.
Landing site and shaft supers here.
Let's see if he scouts this. No. Okay.
Oh. I guess that's fine. Yeah, I guess that's fine. A little bit of a time commitment.
He can get... I think we see Gauntlet. You think we see the... I think we'll see the front of Gauntlet with screw attack.
Well, he knows there's a missile super back there. Maybe
well, I don't think he's not getting the missile super.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I think maybe he does, and then just follows us through to right side towards the moat.
Yeah, well, and again, we'll see if he does Kraid now or if he... Okay, I don't think it's... Yeah, it's not going to matter whether he does Kraid now or later. Or he's going to go ahead and just check it without saving. Which, you know, this is a super, super safe gauntlet. You've got various suit to protect you against the acid. You've got supers to shoot the yapping mauls. You've got screw attack to get through the blocks. You've got 5 E-tanks. You know? Like, it's not the safest. The safe is if you have, like, screw attack, space jump, and gravity suit. Then it's, you know, just space jump your way through. But it doesn't get much safer. And a reserve tank, which he picks up. So we now know the last major in criteria is either at the super location or at the power bombs location, neither of which we can go to. We could see we could scout the supers if we wanted to.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a time commitment though, just to scout. I agree with the play to not scout.
I mean, yeah, if you're gonna do it, you do it when you're down there. He's certainly not gonna go back and check it now. I can justify either way.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the relevant things it could be there would be ice beam, spring ball for Suitless Meridia, high jump, obviously gravity suit. Because remember, suits can be in criteria in this mode, because we did have a random start. Okay. Are we going down, or are we going to go kill Kraid?
He's got power bombs out. I think he's...
Well, he already power... Yeah, he already power... I think he was thinking in terms of using the power bomb. But then he remembered, wait, I've done this already, and went to grapple to get across.
It's so easy to muscle memory something like that, though.
Yeah, and I think I agree with Nevdi in chat that MSC needs to not continue checking criteria for this last item, because, I mean, I don't know if he does, like, one of those things where we know enough to say that it's not worth it, but he doesn't know.
Now, azder not taking the safety save might seem big, but he has all the equipment he needs to fight all 4 bosses, so he really doesn't care who's down here.
Oh yeah, because with Various Suit, he's got enough for Ridley, because he's got Charge Beam, and it wouldn't be a great fight.
Yep.
He's got Grapple Beam to get out of Dragon, and we know it's Kraid. Obviously, if it were Kraid or Fantoon, he'd be fine, regardless. MSG gonna take the E-Tank here. Probably won't take the missile though.
And we are even at 1 boss apiece for both runners.
Yep, I don't think anyone's coming back to the wreck ship.
No.
I mean, it would have to be a situation where either wreck ship, if Fantoon were at Kraid, and if wreck ship had the things for like, oh wait, you know what? As you're just remembering something, this is okay, but the door is still closed. He was thinking about the E-Tank. The E-Tank is available, but you have to get to with it being not area. You have to get to it from the back if the wreck ship's not awakened, so to speak.
Yep. And then in the area, I think it has to be a starting location. The wreck ship does. I'm a little surprised.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Oh, it
it's
doesn't?
part of area tweaks, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so MST did check Old Mother Brain, but is gonna go back down.
I'm a little surprised azder didn't scout the missile for a possible major there, because he knows where one is. Oh, he did? I didn't.
Yeah, the wave beam? He was the one that scouted that.
No, not the wave beam. The missile, at the spike missile.
No, he did that already. He did that on the way in.
Oh.
Yeah, he did that before the boss fight, yep.
I didn't catch that at all. Whoops.
Yeah, and MSC just not going to do the right. It makes sense since he's already done ship. It made sense for Azure to check Gauntlet because he hadn't done the ship. It's going to put them pretty even going back to Norfair. And we know Norfair has no majors, so this is... Shoot, where is this telling us to go? Upper Norfair has nothing. We can't do Meridia because we don't have high jump.
You know what? Kraid boss is good.
Oh, Kraid boss. Kraid boss, you're right. Oh
what if it's Fantoon at Kraid boss and then you have to go back to wreck ship?
Yeah, I mean that is the one way I said that they would end up going back to wreck ship is if it's
Wow, what if like
I mean it could be Ridley with an item behind Ridley.
Like
I think this is not Dragon.
Yeah, I think it'd be preferable I think it'd be preferable if it was Ridley here for both runners.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, if this is yeah, I don't think this can be Dragon at this point with no items in Upper Norfair and no access to Meridia yet. As you're probably hoping for a super missile there. MST potentially going to have a faster fight because he's got 5 extra supers. If this is Ridley.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. This is not a surprise. I mean, let's face it, the game is kind of telegraphing this. With no items in Upper Norfair, this kind of had to happen, which means we have to go back up and find whatever the second item is in wreck ship. Which honestly could just be Speed Booster to open 3 items.
Yep. And remember, we still have an item in Waterway, so it legitimately just could be speed booster at one of
Yeah,
the
well,
remaining direction.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It opens up waterway, it opens up shaft supers, and it opens up criteria power bombs.
Right,
So it
which
literally opens up 3 locations, 2 of which have majors. Oh yeah, Croc could be a play. You have our tracker in our first game pointing that out.
Mhm. Yeah, we have not seen Croc yet. Since it's vanilla map, they're not going to go out of their way to scout that, especially with Upper Norfolk having nothing.
Yeah, I can't imagine. You know, yeah, and even if you have high jump plus lava dive, you don't have a way up worst room. So I think you
No.
have to go back to wreck ship. I
Yeah,
don't think you have a
yeah,
choice.
not with this item set. Maybe Azzer knows the jump, but if he does, he's not.
Yeah.
If he does, he's probably not proficient at it and does not want to do it.
For actually, I would give MST the edge on that jump because I know he's done it before.
Mhm.
I don't know if MST high jump plus lava dives. I do know Azure doesn't. I could probably do it in an absolute pinch, but would not be an efficient use of his time. It is going down. Okay, so maybe he wants to check Croc. I would take a save here at Business Center.
Yeah, same.
Could also have forgotten that Upper Norfolk has no items. Okay,
He's
not
going.
taking the save.
He's going straight in. I find this interesting. Oh, I suppose he could probably take the save just before Croc, and if it's nothing, just take the Croc escape out. I mean, it's
Yeah, that'd
still
be reasonable too. You're right.
it's. I think it still would have been faster to take the business center save, though.
I would have liked to have seen the Business Center save.
Yeah. Same. And now we're tied again, 2 bosses apiece for our runners.
Nice first try gate glitch there. I'll see what MST decides to do. The other reason why I would have saved a Business Center is like this is. Oh, he's gonna take the Croc save like you thought. This is not area rando, so if you go into Croc and you see a 0,
You have to reset.
you have to reset. You can't reset. I mean, you have to reset if you want to get out. You can't just leave.
Yep.
Fortunately, MST also gonna do this. He's taking the other save, the one I thought was better. One item here though.
This is a tough call.
One item here, but one of them there is an item we can't get. We have no way of getting pantry. That is a very blue problem.
Yep. This is also a little bit of a time commitment if it turns out that it is at pantry and they just can't get to it.
I mean, that would be another thing that Speed Booster would open up if that were the Rexship item.
Yep.
Or you could just
pantry.
get Speed Booster here.
Okay. So that kind of reduces the impact of Rexship a little bit because now Azder has access
Well, now,
to the
yeah.
two.
Yeah, now I would route Waterway, Shaft Supers, you know, like Speed being there is very conspicuous.
Mhm.
We do have to wait for Croc's death to finish. So we know MST, neither one of them's going to be resetting to their saves.
And Azder, I think with the additional knowledge that he has, he knows that he has access to at least 2 more majors.
Yeah, I mean, in MST's case, Azure knows one of the items in Rexship. I don't think MST scouted the Wave Beam.
Yeah, he definitely didn't.
Whereas Azure did scout the Wave Beam and knows that all of his remaining items in the other locations are behind Speed. So I would follow that Speed booster if I were Azure. Whereas MST, I could definitely see betting on Rexship. Azure, please. Wow. That feels bad when that happens.
Oh, you can't down back this? Oh
No,
no.
yeah, that screw attack is really messing him up right now.
The brain is percolating on MST's side, and
Yeah,
Asder just
does MSG go for high jumpless lava dive is really the issue. I know Azure won't. Um, he's had a pretty good record against players that have high jumpless lava dived against him before. Looks like he's gonna take the business center save now, which I don't think does him any good because like the speed booster is gonna lead to something, or
yeah.
Fantoon kill is gonna lead to something. So I don't see him resetting back to that.
Maybe this is a save scum for Waterway, and if he doesn't like Waterway, he goes up. But I think there's a better save you can take for
No,
that.
no, you waterway into shaft supers is into
Landing site.
criteria into landing site power bombs. Like is a
Yeah.
pretty straight line.
Yeah.
Like I don't see a save scum helping him there.
Like the majors would have to be nothing, but we know.
And then if
that,
if none of those pan out, then you're right at ship.
yeah.
So the only way that save makes sense is if you're going to consider doing high jumpless. Okay, MST also leaving Norfair. I think for him, it probably doesn't make sense, even if he was confident in both the high jumpless lava dive and the worst room in the game, because he knows Azur's not doing it. So, like, he can... Although I suppose knowing that Azur's not doing it, if it were to give him an advantage, you know, that too. So, we'll see. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if MST goes direct ship or if he follows the speed booster as well.
Well, I think you have to follow speed booster here.
Yeah, but for him, it's 2 items in direct ship.
It is. He doesn't know one of them's a beam yet, but... Spring ball.
Okay, spring ball could be relevant.
Got that
As just
chuckle from
laughing
Master.
at it, but yeah, you can't reset that because if your next item is high jump boots, then suddenly
then
Sulis Meridia is in play. All of West Meridia, we haven't seen the number of items there become in play. If we get high jump boots. But yeah, this is the old, if MSG just keeps following Azure, she's just going to get further and further behind.
Yep, he needs to create some route divergence, and he needs it to give him something good.
Yep. Now, if we do see high jump boots, then it's going to be an interesting call whether or not to go all the way to the wreck ship. Yeah, because high jump boots suddenly opens up Sulis Meridia. It opens up going straight to Lower Norfair. Not sure I'd want to see high jump here as the criteria item. Like, I'd rather either see definitive that it's gravity and just I'm in go mode, or something not. Right? Because then, because that the wreck ship item. If it's high jump boots here, the wreck ship item still can be relevant. Or yeah, there's gravity. Okay.
That's effective
go mode. We're never gonna find out the other item in wreck ship.
Yeah, there's zero chance Azure goes back for it.
I mean, good news, bad news here. MSC's gonna get his gravity suit, but he's just gonna be behind. So, Fantoon was a red herring. I mean, there could be... The other item there might be something nice, you know. High jump boost would be nice. Space jump would be nice. Wave is nice. Ice would be nice. Plasma. Like all those things are things you want to have if you can. Heck, even bombs. But none of them are good enough that you go back to wreck ship looking for them. So, you know, I'm glad neither one of them decided to follow the wreck ship play and decided to do Croc instead, because that would put them quite behind. It'll be interesting to see how many items are in some of these other areas, though. And MST messing up the strat to get through those. What you really want to do is you want to... I mean, you can do it the way he did it, but it's better to go ahead and charge it back here and have that charge already going, and then jump over the boyons there, and then try to spark from there. I mean, obviously you have Ice Beam, you can just freeze them, and it's not necessarily faster, but certainly easier. And if you have full beam combo, you can do the Hundo strat, which is a fun one, where you charge your shot while you're running, and it just, if you time it correctly, you can just go. I love the Hundo strat. It's just you almost never get to use it.
Oh, he's taking this route. Is he gonna go down Red Tower?
He could. I don't understand this. There's no more items in criteria, and there's literally nothing in wreck ship that is worth.
Is this a ship refill? I wonder what his thought process is, because I have to think going back down is faster.
I think so.
Yeah, it's ship refill.
He has one power bomb, so maybe he wants the power bombs and figures that you can then just route down Red Tower. Or he could farm power bombs where Azder is right now. Like... Azder can do a little extra farming before he heads over to his gravity jump. I always say about the high jump with gravity jump, it's not free. It is pretty free with high jump, but without, it's definitely not free. Not so hard that, I mean, it's one of those tricks that, you know, at this level you have to be able to do competently, so I'd have no worries that either one of them's gonna mess it up, but it's certainly not the free jump that the high jump version is.
Yep. And you also want the extra health also for lower Norfair, just in case you miss a jump and you get contact damage with one of the key hunters.
I mean, we are gonna be spring ball jumping worst room. MST might go for the wall jump. We know he's capable of doing it. Let's see if Azder thinks to turn spring ball off now when he turns gravity suit back on. Nope. He'll do it when he gets there. No items in Upper Norfair, so.
And no items in Lower Norfair. There's only 5 majors left, so
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. No items in Lower Norfair. We already knew there was. We knew at the very beginning there was nothing in Upper, because there was one item when they started in Upper Norfair, and it was Morph Ball.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't be surprised if East Meridia, well, of the 5, there's only 2 areas left. So yeah, 3 and 2 is probably our last.
So we have 1 known item left in wreck ship.
Mm-hmm.
We have right now 10 items total. So the Meridias have 5 items. If I'm doing my math right, that's 5 items between the 2 Meridias.
Yep, that sounds right.
D-Web, our tracker from game 1, says 4. What am I forgetting? what did I not count?
Well, we know.
Oh, I did. Oh, right. Wave beat. There's 2 items in wreck ship.
Yep.
So we already know that that's accounted for. I'm trying to think if there's any locations you even bother checking in the Meridias. I mean, obviously you're going to run right into Botwoon. Botwoon E-Tank, but
Botwoon's E-Tank and probably
I could see checking behind bosses, and I could see Aqueduct maybe. It's a pretty quick trek with Speed Booster and Precious Missile.
Yeah, that's another quick one. You wouldn't mind a cheeky ice beam or plasma beam,
Yeah.
even if
Azure probably wants a super, but gets only a missile. I mean, this is not a bad Ridley fight. You've got 45 regular missiles to supplement your supers, so... Like
MST is
30-25 is not bad, and this is 45-25. And he
MST
can farm very quickly to get the supers he doesn't have.
Yep, MST is having a little bit of trouble with this last wall jump.
Yeah, like I said, this is not free. But he gets it.
MST pre-deactivates the spring ball for worse room.
See if Azure bothers farming for the last supers. Nah, I mean, with this, he's got charge beam, so he's not going to soft lock. He's got, let's see, he needs, oh, and it's Dragon anyway, so yeah, it doesn't even matter. Forgot about the boss, this could just be Dragon. So we had double boss swap today.
Oh, Azure's going for blue suit, it looks like.
Nah, I think he's just fooling around. I think he'll just do the quick grapple kill. And East Meridian with 2 items. We'll do a little bit of damage there with the Shine Spark, but then it just means you don't have to hold on to this grapple kill quite as long. In this case, nice quick kill. Not as relevant with Various Suit. It can be very relevant to do some early damage to Dragon if you're low tanks and you don't have Various Suit. A lot of people will forget that you take it's environmental damage you're taking when you do that grapple kill, and it's about 200 plus. It's a little more than 200 damage if you do a grapple kill without Various Suit. And actually, you know what? That super pack that will help me out, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it.
MST
Just
is
make
having a
his
little
mother brain fight a little bit faster. Yeah, he's going. Okay, he's going for the spring ball jump. I was kind of hoping he'd try and pull out the wall jump.
He's getting the pause. He's just not getting his down input in, so he's not doing the morph ball.
I think he got it that time. Yeah,
oh.
I thought he had it. Like, he looked like he was going up, and then didn't hold the jump input or something. I'm not sure.
Wait, was that a ceiling bonk? What happened there?
I mean, ceiling bonks do happen.
They do. They do.
I didn't quite see.
There you go, MSD. Oh, Azder had the speed, but he landed before morphing.
I could see doing a quick check of items up here if we lost more supers, but I'm not even sure he'd do that.
Well, the Hottie Robe missile here is a really free check. He's not even doing that.
Yeah, it's probably one of the freest checks you have that isn't completely on pass. This one's a little bit more out of the way, I think, but because you have to break the blocks. But I mean, you have a screw attack's not too bad. And again, with 0 upper Norfair, we're not going to check anything here. There's nothing on path enough to check.
Yep, even wave missile is too far out of the way to want to go for it at this point.
I mean, if you didn't have speed booster and if you had to go through Cathedral, you could check the Cathedral item, but not going to be relevant in this race today. 2 items in East Meridian. I guess we'll find that there are 2 items in West. And as expected, 2 items in West Meridia. These are not on path either. I could see maybe just Main Street?
I'm a little surprised he's going for this. Vanilla missile, okay.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Like, this isn't super out of the way. And you can scout the crab missiles and see if that's anything he wants. Or the crab supers. It's just an E-tank. I don't think he goes for that. Be a nice refill right now, but there are other places to refill before he needs it.
He was going for a short charge that I hadn't seen before.
Misty, meanwhile, finishes up with Dragon. We'll see if he does any extra checks on his way out.
I've just double missile at Aqueduct.
Yeah. As you're only at 77 health.
Wonder if he's
this is
thinking maybe...
actually kind of yeah, this is not ideal. Not the health is an issue to some extent, but also the fact that he got no good way of killing Batsun outside of missiles or super missiles. We know it's Ridley waiting for him, so he's gonna want to farm some supers after this.
Wonder if he's thinking maybe he should have gone back for that E-tank at Bubble Crab. Wow!
I mean, I'd be thinking right now at 1-0, but he's gonna farm here, so he'll be fine.
Bot 2 actually triggered the reserves for azder. Oh, that's
bombs. There's one of our. You really want to refill here? You okay? You really want to refill here?
Yes. Yeah, there you go, azder.
I mean, like the health is one thing, but the 19 supers into a Ridley fight where your beam combo is charged Spazer.
Yep.
No.
And you have to use 2 supers minimum to get in because you're walking out.
He's not filling up to full supers or full health. I question that decision. More the supers than the although 48, 25, I mean it's enough. 30, 25 would be exactly enough if you just used your projectile ammo, so. And it's a fight I've seen him do, and I know he can, so. I thought maybe he'd check Precious.
That's a very blue Ridley.
So he's going to want to hit 42 missiles here to make up for the missing supers. I think he's going to have to do a couple charge shots or power bombs. I didn't see quite what his missile count was going in. That is a very blue Ridley. And I couldn't see if that was a color change or not, which is unfortunately.
D-Web, our tracker, saying he had 48 going in.
Okay, so that actually should be enough if he doesn't miss any supers at this point.
Our tracker from our previous game, I should say.
Yeah, D-Web was our Balthazar is doing the tracking game too. And shoutouts to both of them. Again, trackers always are MVPs. Can't do it without them. I don't think he no reason to check this item. The best he could come out with is a super, and that just the amount of time that saves is probably roughly equivalent to
It's
picking up
pretty,
the supers. It'd be pretty
yeah.
time neutral.
For Mother Brain, it'd be pretty time and negligible, or maybe even
Now
irrelevant.
I would have checked Precious. Like
Yeah.
that's such a quick check. You can see it from far enough away that if it's nothing, that you're just walking out. He maybe isn't checking it because he already knows that bombs is the other item. So the odds of, I mean, what item would not help him though? Like
Space jump would
high
help.
jump,
High jump would
even
help.
space jump would be nice to have. High jump was yeah, you never turn down high jump.
Yep. Ice beam would be
Ice
useful.
plasma, yeah.
Yep.
I would have checked precious missiles. But I wouldn't go out of my way for anything else in East Meridian. I'm still gonna do the same checks that Azure did here.
Not happy with the missile at Main Street.
Can you blame him?
No, I cannot.
Yeah, and you can't just jump up out there when you don't have high jump, so using the grapple to get him out.
And because it's not area rando, he definitely wants to.
Yeah, you take the ship save. You take the ship refill here. I doubt he'd take the ship save. But you definitely take the refill here. I mean, you don't need it. Oh, actually, no, you don't need it, because 50 missiles would be enough to do everything you need to do at the end. But now you've got, like, no supers for the Mother Brain 2 fight, and you're doing the 150 shot fight, and...
Yeah. I think right now he does it just out of necessity, because he only has 4 missiles. He can't even kill a Metroid with missiles right now.
He doesn't need to, he's doing it with power bombs.
True. Oh, that's right. He doesn't...
Yeah, so he doesn't literally need this save, but he does need this save.
Yep.
Because he's got full power bombs. So you can go in, you can kill all the Metroids with power bombs, you refill your missiles, and that's Mother Brain 1. You get your 150 shot Mother Brain 2 fight. But the key point of that is the 150 shot Mother Brain fight. You don't want to do that. Meanwhile, MST down to 9 supers after his Botswoon fight, so I expect to see him farm here too.
At this point, though, this is Azder's race to lose. If it continues as is, he will win 2-0, and he will advance to face the winner of the match coming up later tonight between Bonus and Nebdi. Which will be on
8 o'clock. Yeah, 8 o'clock on SpeedGaming 2. So I expect to see you all tuned in. Now you're gonna lay this early power bomb to lure all the Metroids into this area. It's a little bit faster. Without high jump boots, he doesn't care about his health, so damaging down a little bit in the lava there, or not lava or acid. I always wonder, yeah, whatever it is, damaging himself down a little bit. Makes sense.
Just a missile of Precious. So Azder not checking
Didn't miss anything. Yep.
Yep.
Unfortunately for MST, there really wasn't anything that was going to be there that could help him out from this far behind. It's just when you know, I mean, MST's played this just fine, but he's just he knows he's up against a better opponent. It's just, you know, one of those things where if you do exactly the same thing as the other player, and there's that skill differential, you're just gonna lose. It's just it's how it works. And as you're picking this mode, probably wanted as little variance as possible, picking a vanilla map mode instead of picking an area mode. But regardless, I mean, MST making it all the way to the quarterfinals in this tournament has taken out some big names, taking out Zeb in the first round in an upset, and taking out several really good players during the Swiss stage that he would tell you that he did not expect to beat. That was a really interesting colored Metroid.
Very, very orange and blue. There's a neon feel to that Metroid.
Yeah. As you're gonna save some missiles by missiling the door before doing these refills. Refill both his missiles and his health.
And he'll probably do well.
No, he'll use, yeah, he's gonna use supers on the doors because it just saves. It's the same HP on the Ghidorah, so you might as well do the faster thing, and then you're using up only 300 HP compared to 500 if you use a super instead of missiles. Gonna go for a speed zeb skip. Has enough ammo to miss this, but you don't want to miss it because every missile you have to use on a Zeb is more charge shots you need to use on Mother Brain 2. This would be a 150 shot fight if you didn't have any ammo. I'm gonna switch to supers for a slightly faster MB1 fight, which I like. No, Azders have this cool thought that I use all my ammo and then do charge shots afterwards.
Yep.
The benefit of doing it that way is typically the ketchup shots at the end are a little easier to dodge, a little more projected than the attacks that you're going to get in the earlier phases. The reason for doing it the other way, you'll see a lot of runners will save 15 supers for the end of the fight. That way they don't have to worry about counting, and just as soon as they see ketchup, they'll just fire off those 15 supers.
Yep. And really, you can defend either move. It's just a matter of what your personal preference is.
Yeah, I don't think one is necessarily faster than the other. So, yeah, personal preference completely. I mean, the second one would be faster if you count wrong, I suppose.
Yeah.
But as long as you're counting properly. It's a very green ketchup.
Who remembers green ketchup way back in the day?
That was a bad idea.
It was a bad idea. And Azder could probably even afford to take one ketchup hit if worse came to worse.
Oh, he can afford a hit. He's also got a reserve tank, so.
Yep.
MST gonna check Gauntlet?
He's gonna see the reserve. He's gonna get the missile super that's back there.
I mean, those are nice to have, but I don't know what. I mean, I guess he wants to get the super. I don't know if he scouted that. He must have scouted that earlier. I don't think it's worth it to pick those up. I don't think it saves enough time compared to just doing the fight with what you have. I mean, in the end, it's not like it's not the thing that's gonna make the difference in the end. It is a pretty fast gauntlet with super attack.
Yep.
Your favorite item, MST.
Now that is a rainbow flash on Mother Brain there. Wow.
And it's interesting that the way the game's coding works, it ends up randomizing the palette on the Baby Metroid differently in one place compared to the other. I don't understand the full reasons for the code to be different that way, but essentially I think it ends up making this two different enemies, even though obviously they're supposed to be the same.
Yep.
And so the Baby Metroid goes through a makeover between draining your health and then giving it back to you. you're MST, you're getting into Turian before you see the dot done, so that's not terrible. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's bad in one sense because if you get to Turian before you see a dot done, it kind of gives you hope. Because I mean, it very well could have been that Azure could have killed Fantoon and said, you know what, I'm going to go back and get those items in Wreck Ship.
I mean,
And
also
if,
consider the time. Also consider the time. It's sub-hour and he's in Turing. He probably even feels pretty good about his position.
Yeah.
That is a chemical green mother brain if I've ever seen one.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely have seen some interesting palettes today. I do like the purple side hoppers there.
Nice being the spark by Azure there. There it is. Get your GGs in chat. Azure finishing first, 1 hour, 46 seconds. GGs to Azure. He wins 2-0, will be advancing.
And this time we will for sure get to see where all the items are.
Right, MST has seen the finish, but he is electing to finish this one out.
Okay, I'm laughing about a few things in chat. There's a certain copy pasta that I'm not going to repeat.
And now we have Azure in here with us. GG's, Azure. Nicely done.
GG. And we'll go ahead and get MST in here in a second, but while we have you by yourself, since we failed to see what happened in game one, and we'll be looking at the race VOD later that you'll send us, so no worries about that. But why don't you tell us what you did so everybody in chat knows?
I'm so frustrated that didn't get on stream. I didn't play it well at all, but it was a very funny seed, and I was pretty tilted in game 2 after finding out that my internet was down for half an hour and I didn't notice. And funny thing is, the reason I didn't notice is that I use a Google spreadsheet for my area tracker, and because it's light area, I stopped having to use it in the second half. So I would have noticed my internet was down otherwise, but anyways, for what I don't
we
know,
lost
actually
we lost your footage.
You right after I think the Fireflies room.
Yeah,
right around there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Fireflies. I was doing Lower Norfair on 15 power bombs.
Yep.
I think there was a 4th power bomb pack at Fireflies. I'm trying to remember who the boss was.
Boss was Dragon, I think.
Dragon.
Yeah, because MST was fooling around with going on and double spring balling out. Yeah.
Oh, that's. How did he end up in that situation? I had grapple. Where was that?
He didn't have grapple
Ridley.
because it was at Ridley, and he didn't have Marius.
Oh, because I did Ridley at that was at Kraid. I think.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was. I guess if you didn't do that, then doing Lower Norfair was a harder sell there. I was kind of afraid of that. I just did Suitless Meridia afterwards, and I went the two West Meridia transitions I hadn't checked yet were the top and the right side of Everest. The two I hadn't found yet were those two. So I went into the tube knowing it'd be one of those two, and the other would be leading to East Meridia. So it was like the fastest way to get through there. Unfortunately, that led to the back of East Meridia, and that sucked to go through suitless. And I was questioning whether or not I should have just gone through front of wreck ship instead. And like took a chance on gravity being there, because it seemed like logically it was just going to be like Kraid there with gravity suit or something there the whole time, because I had avoided checking the wreck ship boss. So I was afraid of that possibility, and I kind of didn't want to make the wreck ship play based on that, and then like have to route backwards through Meridia. So I just went that way. I felt a little better when I found a Varia suit, because even if gravity was an easier... Actually, no. If gravity... Oh, the Varia suit there made me think that gravity might have been convoluted to get.
And it was.
So yeah, it was it was like the exact place I needed it to be, which I found out in the credits, but I was pretty worried until then. It was just... I mean, I think it would have been very funny to watch on Restream, and it's too bad that I didn't get to stream it.
Yeah, it really is. MST had a lot of trouble with Ridley, trying to do it with 6 tanks, which is funny because he'd gotten it with 5.
That's... yeah. Oh, that's what he was saying in the racer. It's part of his 6 tanks.
Yep. Yeah. Speaking of MST, we'll welcome him in. GG's.
Yeah. So 6 tank Ridley is not free. Only 5 tank Ridley. Yes, I to everybody.
But before we get into any of that, first of all, I mean, quarterfinals. You beat a lot of players that I know you did not expect to beat. We talked about it before some of those races. So huge congratulations for getting as far as you did. I think that was a really good showing for you in this tournament.
Well, thank you. This is far better than I thought I was going to do. My goal is in any tournament is just 50-50, go 500. So I was kind of wanting, maybe I can get to 4-2 with a chance to play myself into the play-in game.
Yeah.
I did a little better than that, so... And then I beat Zeb. I'm sorry, Zeb, but you need a new SM coach, let's be real. But no, I am very happy that I got to the playoffs at all, and then getting to the quarterfinals. It's really I'm impressed with myself for doing that.
Actually, chat brings up a good question. MST, will start with you because it was game 1. Why did you pick week 4 for your settings for game 1?
I didn't.
Week
4 was the 2nd seed.
Okay, my bad. Why did you pick week 2 for your settings in game
week
1?
2.
I mean, to be fair, I was expecting like a week 7. Let's just throw everything chaotic. So
I was mostly leaning toward that, but part of the reason why I picked week 5 against Zeb was major minors that limited where items could be, and the bosses were, I think they were vanilla.
Yeah, that's vanilla.
Yeah, so doing that this was basically just light area versus full area for that mode.
Right. Well, in boss order, but yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just kind of felt that somewhat limiting the pool, it hurts me, but in some ways it could help me. Like, and the races against Zeb, the item placements did not work out for him very well.
Okay. Nice try. And Spark.
No, I try. I aim to please. The Behemoth Spark Kraid quick kills, I'm not here to do them. I'm just here to show if you could do them potentially.
Yeah.
And then Azder, same question for you. Why did you pick game 2? I mean game 4 or week 4 for
week 4 for game 2?
Because I did not want to do suitless again.
Well, then
Fair.
I would have picked 6.
Yeah, 6
I did
guaranteed, not 6.
in week 6. That's why I didn't pick it.
Well, okay, you picked week.
I did
3
Sueless when I did week 6 in Swiss, so I don't.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
I didn't want to pick light area again because I didn't want that to happen again.
Okay, so it can't logically force you in week 6, but yeah, you could end up being your most efficient route.
Well, like I meant like either. I meant either form of Sueless. I meant like I didn't want to do Lord Warfare. I didn't want to do Radio.
Mhm.
So I was
Fair
just
enough.
like, I've had enough of that for today. Thanks.
I mean, this seed was starting to look pretty interesting because both of you ended up doing Kraid before going down again to the 0 Upper Norfair section, which meant oh, hi Cat.
Yeah.
Is that Tribbles?
Yes, that's triples.
But yeah, so you both went, MSC, you did the Kraid kill really early, as you did after clearing the rest of Green Burning criteria. And then you go down and you find Fantoon, which opens up 2 items in Wreck Ship. Now, as you had scouted one of those items, it was Wave Beam. MSC, I don't think you scouted it, so you knew there was 2 items there. And then both of you decided, well, instead of going back to 2-item Wreck Ship, let's see if Croc has anything, which was important because he did.
Yep.
If either one of you got back to Wreck Ship, then you just lose. So you want to talk about, each one of you talk about that decision?
So I didn't check. I didn't check how many items were in Kraid's area when I passed by it. So I didn't know it had nothing, and I really, because I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna come back and check it when I come down to Lord Warfare. I'll check it then, because then I might actually want to do the boss then. I wish I had checked Kraid's item count earlier, because if I knew it was 0, I would have done Kraid boss first, and known that or figured it was very likely, logically, that it would be Fantoon there for a major in Wreck Ship.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, I made the play the other way around, where I was just like, okay, there's 2 items in Wreck Ship. I know one of them's Wave Beam. The other one I'm going to hope is garbage. And because I'm looping through criteria a second time to try and get this extra major, which I ended up not getting, I think, I was like, okay, I'll just do the Wreck Ship boss. It's probably Kraid. Like, I'm running out of options here. It's probably Kraid. And then there's probably an item at Kraid. I was avoiding Norfair because I knew Upper Norfair had nothing from the very start, because we started there and
it was just Morphball there.
So I didn't want to go there. But then once I realized I'd made the wrong call on the bosses, I didn't want to do Fantoon at Kraid as my second boss and then go back to Wreck Ship for whatever item was there. So I was just going to hope that Croc had something that was at Croc, because I felt like that was a play that was, like, I was in a bad spot. It was a play that I think generally you're really unlikely to go make if Upper Norfair has 0, and you know that. And you're not often in that situation either, because
fair,
usually it'll have something.
To check the boss at Kraid, you would have to get the power go back with the power bombs.
Yeah.
That you got in Spacer, and you would have had no missiles for the fight, so that would have been.
Well, I wasn't gonna check the boss.
Oh, okay. You
at
just
first.
checked the
I just
item
wanted
count.
to check the item count. That's what I think I should have done.
Okay. MST. Oh yeah, go ahead. If.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I figured that he probably checked the item count at the start, and I didn't, and he might have made a smarter decision based on that. But I feel like in the end, the smarter decision was worse because of where gravity was. And
MST, you basically had the same decision. You did the Kraid boss at Wreck Ship. I do have to ask you a little bit about Wreck Ship in a second, about other things, but and then you get down and you kill Fantoon, and you're faced with that same decision. Do I go back? In your case, I don't think you scout the wave missiles, the wave item. So do I go back to Wreck Ship for the 2 items there, or do I bet on Croc and see if he's got something?
So that is because I know if I'm doing the same thing as Azure, I'm going to get beat by 8.5 minutes if I just do the same thing. Which somehow what happens. I'm shocked. But I knew there was 2 up there. but the Croc was like speed had to be at Wreck Ship or at Croc because there was. Well, I guess there was one. I didn't know where the criteria item was, but I knew where the Green Brinstar one was.
Mhm.
So I knew speed was out there. And so I kind of just like, Croc is dumb. There's no items in Upper Norfair. I'll just go to Croc, see if there's. I made the save in Business Center because I actually kind of expected there to be nothing at Croc. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, I was a
I
little
was like,
surprised,
oh,
Azder, when you didn't save at Business Center, but you had the pre-croc save, so probably didn't make a huge difference.
I was just like, oh, there's an item here. I guess I'll check. Maybe it'll be something. Maybe it'll be a suit. It's like, oh, it's speed. This might actually be all right.
Yeah, I
So I
mean,
was like,
speed hanging out in one of those locations made a lot of sense because everything was speed blocked. Like
Yeah.
by the time you all went to Croc, we knew both the criteria item and the Green Bryn item were speed locked because criteria was either the supers or the power bombs, and since we didn't have bombs or space jump, speed unlocked that location as well. And we knew, of course, waterway, so it had to be those two. And of course, waterway was the spring ball, and so there was the possibility that we were going to find high jump, in which case you all would have had a decision to make. But I'm really glad it wasn't high jumps. Because high jump opens up Sulis Meridia, because you had spring ball, and it opens up, go down to Lower Norfair and see if there's an item there,
Yeah, no, I was just trying to do something to create some divergence, and hopefully, this speed was important enough. I was like, maybe he got baited in Direct Ship, and this is my chance. This is how I pull this game out. But
now the wreck ship thing was interesting for you, MSD, because in game 1 you went to wreck ship and you got Fantoon, which is what you want there.
over
And
my
then
realize.
it ended up not being able to get any of the items. It was rather unfortunate. You had no E-tank, so like it was a really bad situation. You died trying to get to the wreck ship E-tank, which, I mean, Spiky Room of Death has that name for a reason.
Into it.
And then you didn't have enough health to even do the other locations, as it turned out, so you leave. And then once you got E-tanks, I mean, I thought the play was to go back to wreck ship in your case. It turned out not to be the play. It just gave you E-tanks. But
Yeah. I'm still not sure. I guess I did hear Grapple was behind Ridley.
Grapple was behind Ridley, yes.
That's part of the reason why I fought him so many times, was I thought gravity being behind Ridley at that point, I thought was going to be my only out of any chance of coming back in that seat. I just felt behind, period. So, yeah, I did Ridley a few times, found out it's impossible on 6 tanks.
Yeah, 5 tanks fine, 6 tanks nope.
I defeated him twice and still died.
Maybe what you needed was that game 3 pressure.
Maybe.
This was only game 1, so...
No, he just didn't do the same pattern. It's literally impossible.
So,
But
yeah.
it wasn't pretty.
And in your case, Azder, I mean... I think I know you well enough. I pretty much could predict your route. Like, it just this was definitely for you. It just made sense for you to like, I'm not getting a suit. I'm just gonna do all the things without the suits and hope it works out. So.
For game 1.
Yeah, for game 1.
Yeah.
I mean, if as it turns. Yeah, even if you'd done wreck ship first, I think it still ends up that way. You just have extra E-tanks for more cushion.
That was really lucky for me, I think. I mean, I don't know if it would have changed the outcome of the race. My Lord Warfare was really slow. I didn't die, but it was just, there is a lot of powerbomb farming.
Yeah, I think
happened.
I think the seed wanted you to do Upper Norfair because that's where you got high jump, and I want to say Ice might have been there too.
Sure,
to go back to Meridia to go get your Various suit.
Yeah. That seemed, I was like, that seems like what I'm supposed to do, but it's not like a guarantee. And also, if I'm leaving Norfair, that's slow.
Yeah, I mean, in light area, you don't want to ever, I mean, if you can avoid leaving Norfair before finishing the Norfair area, you want to avoid that. But the seed logically wanted you to go get your Verity suit, go back to the Norfair area, finish up, get your gravity suit, and then go back to Meridia, and that's just bad.
Yeah, I mean, in Swiss of Week 2, I made the same play, and gravity was at Firefly, and that just worked out really well. So,
I think your power bomb situation was worse in that one because you didn't have this time. At least you had screw attack and spring ball to save you a little bit of power bombing on your way out.
Yeah, I'm actually honestly in my week 2. I'm honestly not sure if I would have continued that Lore Norfair dip if I hadn't found gravity there, because it was a much more dangerous loadout. Other than that, this one was like fine, and I was
you had screw and plasma, right?
Yeah, I think so. I was just prepared to finish the game without any suits, and it would have been pretty funny. But Varia ended up being in the way. Which,
I mean, by the time it's a shame we couldn't see it, but by the time MST got the Varia there, we knew that had to either be a suit or speed booster with a suit at Waterway. That was all that was left for us by the time we saw it. So
it was funny because I didn't know anything. I was so blind that seed. I had no information. I was just in go mode with literally no suit in 30 minutes in, technically, and I knew that very probably there was a suit behind the boss at Rex Ship, and I had no idea which one it was.
As it turns
but
out,
I knew it wasn't guaranteed to be there. But it was just, I had no idea what any of the seed was like when I was going through both of those suitless sections. It was really...
One of the funny parts, I think, though, is you both killed Croc for 2 E-Tanks. And honestly, I mean, I think those E-Tanks mattered.
Oh, I was wondering if you would skip Croc, actually, because it would be a big cut out of the route for him. And I was wondering if that was why he picked light area to be able to do a Croc skip, where I wouldn't do one, something like that.
No, I did Crocs. I didn't think you would do it.
What? Oh my god.
Well,
the only reason I did it.
But funny how that worked. All right, so MST, let you sum up for yourself. Again, a really good run from you. Sad that we're going to see you go, but everybody's going to lose at some point, except whoever finishes number 1. So
it's fine. It was fun. It was a good, I enjoyed the format, changing, the rando kind of every week, or in the tournament, we're doing it back to back to back, doing different logics in there. That's actually really fun and really enjoyable to try and keep everything straight in your head, racing 2 and 3 seeds back to back. But even just, during the Swiss part of the tournament, changing the logics up, it's really fun. It really tests a lot of, what your thinking is, what you can do. Because obviously that first seed was absolutely terrible for it. But, sometimes things just don't line up with my particular skill set. So
I know that feeling.
Yeah. I mean, I am absolutely fine with that. I guess now I need to figure out how to double spring ball jump. How to actually menu it properly, because I know how to do it. I just...
Yeah, I mean, in theory, the theory matching the actual ability to time it properly. Trust me, I've tried it myself. It's not the same thing by any stretch.
Yeah. So I, normally after every tournament, or the league seasons, I come up with something new, I've got to learn, for the next time. That's why I've got, that's why I've done early X-rays, because it was the thing in league season one of the, I think it was season 2, I decided I would learn it. So, just slowly adding in, more things I see, actually good players do. It's I can pretend to be one of them, but if I do this.
That sounds like that's a good plan, I think.
So now I'll have to keep looking through and see what else to add in.
All right, Azder, on to the final 4, which means a couple of things. It means you're going to finish in the money. It means you get 2 more games no matter what. Any thoughts on, you get to, watch, I know you're not actually we get the game tonight. Bonus versus Nevdi. Any thoughts on that one? Maybe who you'd want to play and who you might want to face in the finals, which I guess at this point would be or finals or third place, whichever one would be Seamove or Kip. So.
Oh yeah, I would definitely rather play in the third place match. That sounds like fun. So I mean, I think most people expect Nevdi to win tonight. He's undefeated so far. These modes throw a lot of wrenches in everything, but also like the wrenches are kind of about who handles them better. So I don't know. I definitely have to play better than I did today. I was pretty tilted after finding out half of game 1 didn't get streamed. And the 2 seeds were just, I think they were pretty funny for stream, but they were just not seeds I was in the mood to play. Like I wasn't feeling it today, so I didn't have a lot of fun during this set, unfortunately, which I was kind of disappointed just because it was like it's fun to race people you know.
One of these times you can let me win. I know your record's like 999
I really
to 1, but
really
you can let me win a few more.
Honestly,
You know?
really tried. What else do I have? Oh yeah, I'm in too many tournaments again, so I haven't like had that much time to practice. But I think, let's see, Avian Art I think is taking a break for a week, and I'll probably have more time to practice this week. So I hope to have a stronger showing for the Final Four. I felt like I did really well in the Swiss, and actually I think I did really well in round of 16.
I mean, if it is
general.
Nevdi, you get a chance to take your revenge on the one person that beat you.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I don't know. I really honestly, like, I won too, but I also think this is the week where I played the worst. So I was just kind of like not feeling super great right now, but yeah, we'll see how semis go.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so that's gonna do it for us. Again, reminder that 8 o'clock over on Speed Gaming 2, we are gonna have the aforementioned other last quarterfinal match between Bonus and Nevdi. I think I spotted Nevdi in chat earlier today, so I'm sure he's ready to go. Bonus as well. So good luck to both of them to grab that last semifinal spot. Azder and MST, thank you all for the race. It was a lot of fun. Always a pleasure with you guys. Both of you really good friends. Always fun to call races. Just like it's fun to race people that are your friends. It's fun to call races when everybody's all friends. You know, met Leno and I and you guys. Leno, thanks for joining me. I know your schedule is kind of wonky, so it was really cool that you agreed to do it. And of course, D-Web and Balthazar are trackers for games 1 and 2, respectively. Trackers, always the MVPs. We can't do it without y'all, and so huge thanks to them for signing up to do this. And yeah, good luck to Nevdi and Bonus tonight. Good luck to Azure in the next round, and congratulations to MST for such a great showing. Leno, you want to close us out?
Sure. Thank you to SpeedGaming for hosting this Stray world premiere tonight with bonus coverage of Super Metroid Randomizer. No, I'm kidding.
The bonus coverage is tonight.
But yeah, see you tonight on SpeedGaming 2. See you next mission. Take care, everyone.